Okay,
Let's do it.
we're gonna go for our ending A here, which means we have to load a previous day and redo the ending of Trial 3 as well.
Interesting that ending A isn't the best ending.
I think, I'm not sure if this is correct. This game was released in beta, and originally it only had A and B endings. And then they added the C ending later.
What do they call it? Steam Early Access?
Yeah, so I think they probably did it like A was the bad ending, B was the good ending, and then they just had a game over if you failed the trial or something like that. And then later they added Route C afterwards. So that might be why they seem weirdly ordered.
Wait, who is? Oh, I was playing Coco. I was playing Cocorico.
Oh, so this is how it works. Wait, I could choose I could choose the day?
Oh, thank God!
Falcon receives a letter and then the trial, okay.
Wait, can we just jump into 4A? Hold on, could you see if you could just jump into 4A?
No, it doesn't let us select it.
Oh, the X means we can select it.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, luckily, because A will be easy, because we just have to start from here. February 9th.
It looks like B is like the golden ending then, because there's the most.
If we do B, we have to do case 3 from the beginning, because we have to redo the entire investigation.
Well, let's see what happens. Because if we get loaded into the trial, maybe they'll just give us the evidences since we loaded into it.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. That's the thing. Whenever games have like a loading system like this, but your choices previously also affect later on. Like I don't know like to what extent they carry everything over. That's why it was so annoying with like the original like 999 and stuff like that too, because every time you want a different ending, you have to go back to previous scenes and then re-choose things in certain orders and things until they added the flowchart. So it was kind of like, because all the different permutations, but you needed like specific combinations of things. Even though you already saw the scene, you had to go back and reselect it. So
I see.
Yeah, so that's why also, I think A will be easy for us to get into. I don't know how long it's going to be. And then we'll see. We could either start getting ready for 4B, or we could, I mean, I don't think we'll be able to do all of 4B today, but we'll at least do the prep work to get ready for it.
Okay, sounds good. Also, Sai's right. How come you let me die? Why didn't you save me?
You know very well that we didn't have the evidence that we needed. Which again, I still feel a bit salty the game did that to us, but...
Oh, meow.
But I guess...
Why did you save me, meow?
I mean, I guess it makes sense for a game... You don't want the player to get the best ending on the first run, I suppose, right? Because you want them to replay it.
This game was so unnecessarily hard.
It was. I mean, it was basically everything hinged on us talking to Renard earlier, and then also getting the password earlier so we could meet the Croque Monsieur. It's just, we were one day off. We were just literally one day off, and that's only because we were going through the areas in order from top to bottom, which is what the logical person I would think.
But you know what? Right? The fact that this indie game from 2015 had a flowchart, I am grateful.
Yeah. Again, this has been a real gem. Dang.
Yeah. Thank you, Steam, for recommending this game to you.
Do you think what would be cool? I keep thinking about, you know how Rock of Ages had like different eras of art? They should do like another Aviary turning game, but use like, I don't know, Impressionism and just have everyone as like Van Gogh characters or something like that.
I really like the use of the paintings. Like, I thought it was so unique and so charming. It is a little funny that they're all like furries with like human hands, but like...
I'm gonna have to go and research and look up JJ Granville's work. I said I'd do that last time, but I forgot. Just to see like how much of it is directly from his art and how much of it's just inspired and altered to look like his art. Because there's no way there's like, for example, there's no way he drew a dead body of a dead cat girl lying on her back with a gunshot wound, right?
Oh, like, no. If you looked at the credits, it said that there was like additional art character designs.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see like which one of those were originals and which ones are not. Are all these characters pre-existing, or who was original completely? Like, I'm just kind of curious. So
then what we can do for today then is finish 4A, and then next week we can do 4B and then do like a wrap up where we do the research and talk
I think that's a great idea, especially since 4B is going to be involved, because I would like to back up all the way to the end of case 2 just to finish up properly saving Signy as well.
Okay.
Before we go, because we're going to have to start case 3 from the beginning anyway, so...
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like a game plan.
Yeah, we will save Signy. There they are. I don't know how far ahead this is, so...
I'll ask one more time. What is your name? Okay, but the tying makes his chest look a little... Are you with the police? The royal guards? Speak, bird.
Kieran, I think you should finish the sentence. What were you about to say?
Huh?
What were you about to say about Kokoriko? Hmm?
I don't... Huh? What are you talking about?
Okay.
I think you're hearing things, Kiro.
Yeah, I gotta get my hearing checked. Man, Beaumont, we've been here all night, and he simply ain't talking. He didn't react to Quoxie, he didn't react to torture. Maybe it's time to, you know, administer some justice.
Justice. That word.
Oh, the rooster finally crows.
You want to know who I am? Fine. My name is Severin Kokoriko. I'm a public prosecutor for the Corps de Asses.
Wait, Savvy, it's been a pleasure, but we can't be having spies running around our base of operations now, can we? So without further ado, I hereby sentence you to...
Wait a minute, Piero. This is no ordinary spy.
Because he's a prosecutor?
No, because he's the bastard who condemned my father 10 years ago. Hold on, go to your evidence and see if we have all the evidences or not.
No.
So this is what we had earlier?
Yeah, this is exactly... We're missing the thing that shows us that the streetlights weren't working.
Got it.
Oh, are you sure?
I had my suspicions when I saw his smug air of arrogance, his holier-than-thou glare. But now I know his name and occupation. There is no doubt. Do you remember, Bird? Do you remember the trial of a homeless lion in the winter of 1835? What was your father's name? Jean Beaumont. What were his crimes? His only crime was trying to feed a starving child. He took a handful of vegetables from a grocer's stand, not out of greed, but out of sheer desire to see me survive. But he was seen by a policeman, another arrogant cockerel like yourself, actually. So my father was thrown in jail. He was dragged to court. I had the privilege of watching the proceedings from the stands. I remember your sharp words. This man is a thief. This man is a scoundrel. He deserves the harshest possible punishment for his crimes. You didn't care about the consequences. You didn't care about what my father did, what he did. All you cared about was fulfilling your lust to see a criminal behind bars. My father received a sentence of 5 years. He died on his 3rd. Do you remember him? Mademoiselle, in all my days as a prosecutor, I've seen over thousands of cases. I'm not going to remember a single bread thing. You rotten carnage! We're all just insects to you, aren't we? Who cares if a child starves on the streets, as long as you put enough criminals behind bars to meet your quota? Am I right? Your silence speaks volumes of your guilt. Severin Kokoriko, you have been tried by the people of the Second Republic. We have found you guilty on the counts of conspiracy, of the murder of the Croque Monsieur, and the murder of my daddy, Jean Beaumont. Oh, I've been found guilty. Mademoiselle, if you want to shoot me so you can fulfill your revenge fantasy, then by all means, shoot me. Don't pretend for a moment this mob resembles a court of justice. Any form. A court of justice? Now there's a contradiction. Bird, I know nothing of justice. Frère Remou, read this man his last rites.
With pleasure, madam.
Falcon, we have to make a move! Say something!
So for ending A, we have to stay silent.
I don't want to watch him die again.
Close your eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I have to read the dialogue, but you know. Cocorico's gonna die if you don't say something! Ooh.
It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
Oh. What? Do you have any last words? Just pull the trigger and be done with it.
There's nothing more to see here. Let's go.
Falcon? Falcon, stop! What the hell are you doing? Where are you going?
Look around you, Sparrowson. Fat cat bourgeois are getting away with murder. Wolves have infested the courts and the churches. Savor and Cocorico, perhaps the most righteous person in all of France, is lying dead at the hands of an unruly mob. Justice is dead, Sparrowson.
It doesn't have to be like that! You could have done something to save Savarin!
You want to be a heroic lawyer so badly? Fine. Go be a hero. You don't need my help. The key to the Aviary attorney office. Take it.
What? What are you? No! Stop with the melodrama, Falcon! If we hurry, we'll be able to tell Inspector Valerti what we saw, and he'll be able to arrest the rebels before they escape!
So do it. You don't need me to hold your hand.
I do.
That was like right in my ear. And when you see the inspector, make sure to tell him this. The Viridian Killer has returned.
The Viridian Killer? I don't understand.
Wait, in this route, does Falcon become the Viridian Killer?
Falcon! Where are you going? Falcon!
Punch!
Falcon! Punch!
Oh, it's you. My. To think that Papa would buy this place just for little old me. I must throw a party to celebrate. Let's see. I'll need some lights, some decorations, and some world-class cuisine. Bloody rare steak, perhaps. But what to do about music? Oh, I should ask my papa if he knows any pop stars. Someone cool like Monsieur Liz. You disgust me. Who said that? It was you, Dame Catiline. It was you who showed me the ugly face of injustice. It was you who taught me that our court system is corrupt to the core. It was you who made me realize that if a man desires justice, he must bring it about with his own two hands. You want to say something, Kieran?
Tell her off.
Tell her off. What's with the mask? Monsieur Falcon? Is that you? Falcon is dead. He perished in the graves that lie under our very feet. Wait, so was he the original Viridian killer? Or was it not the wolves?
I think he actually was!
And the wolves just took up the mantle?
See, this is like, okay, I love when games do this, where it's like, you get one ending, but did you get the full story?
I'm glad that we did ending C then, because otherwise this would have less of an impact.
Yeah,
I mean, it would still be
sure.
impactful, but... You can call me the Viridian Killer.
So what's his face was right?
The Viridian... Act 4A, Liberté. So, I guess I'll talk about this here anyways, but, if you lose the trial in the first case, where Katerline gets convicted, and Falcon believes that she was innocent, because she never confesses her crime. So he thinks that Rogil is the real killer. So if you reach ending 4A with having failed case 1, in that scene he kills Rogil instead of Katerline.
See, so even if like the route is determined by case 3, like, there's at least some follow through from the choices made.
Yeah, so there is continuity.
And I respect that. They worked really hard on this.
I guess that means regardless of what you do, both Katerline and Rogil will both die.
Well, I get that's good to keep the consistency. It's not like a completely route. What am I supposed to do?
You're sounding a bit quiet there, Kieran.
Oh, yeah, I turned on my gain. I turned on my gain.
Oh, there we go.
What am I supposed to do now? I turned it down because I was screaming.
Oh.
Falcon? Oh. It's you, Inspector.
Mr. Sparrowson, I must congratulate you. Thanks to your quick actions on Wednesday, we were able to find and apprehend the rebel leader while she still lurked in her den. Oh, so they caught Beaumont.
I was just doing my duty, Inspector.
Don't be so modest. Lesser men wouldn't have delved into the catacombs so brazenly. You're a hero.
But Cocorico died. And I can't help but feel that I could have done something to save him.
Cocorico died an honorable and righteous man. His sacrifice wasn't for nothing.
Still.
Sparrowson, if you're looking to redeem Cocorico's death in a fitting manner, then I have the perfect gift for you. Here, take it.
Huh? What's this?
Hey, Hayden, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for dropping by. Good to see you.
Hi, welcome in. It looks like a license to practice law. Does this mean...
This doesn't seem very above board.
This seems very great Ace Attorney coded.
Yes, yeah, it's a very Ace Attorney. Correct. In light of the extreme circumstances, the king has granted you the power of an interim prosecutor. Wait, prosecutor?
What? Legal license added to the evidence folder.
What?
Wow! I'm an officially qualified lawyer! And a prosecutor, no less!
This is just temporary, you understand. But if you prove yourself, who knows? Maybe I could pull some strings to make it permanent.
This route is the Ace Attorney investigations of Aviary Attorney. This is amazing, but... Wait. Why have you given me this?
I'm glad you asked. We need a prosecutor to lead the case against Leonie Beaumont, the ringleader of the rebel group.
Oh, more. The scary-looking lioness?
Correct.
I would be honored to take the job. But why aren't you asking one of the other prosecutors? Like, I don't know, Rupert Rabington?
Remington? Ha! I wouldn't trust that klutz to make my tea, let alone handle a case as important as this. Even though you have no experience being a prosecutor.
Well, we were brave, okay? So that negates every bad thing and rumor that's ever been said about us.
We have main character powers.
Exactly.
Sparrowson, you clearly have the nerves and brains. I'm confident you are ready to take this on.
Okay, I'll do it! So, what do I do?
Well, your job as a prosecutor is to interview Beaumont. We've already beat all the information we can get out of her, but you must read Beaumont her charges and see if you can uncover any new facts.
Read her to filth. Right, got it. And, what charges would those be?
There are 3. First, the murder of Saverin Cocorico.
Of course.
And second, conspiring to incite a rebellion.
Makes sense.
Third, the murder of Dame Katerine de Miao.
Oh, what? Right. Wait, what?
Oh, you didn't hear the news? On Friday evening, there was an enormous explosion at Chateau Criniere. Only one person was inside at the time, Dame Katerine de Miao, and she was killed instantly.
What was she doing there? I thought Baron Rothschild owned the household.
In light of the Baron's death, his properties were auctioned off. The de Miaos were the ones to purchase the chateau. We suspect that Dame Katerine was touring the hall for the first time when she met her fate.
This is surreal. But wait, you arrested Leonie Beaumont straight after I met you, right? And that was on Wednesday afternoon. How could she possibly be guilty of committing a crime on Friday evening if she was in custody at the time?
Simple. She has a large gang. She didn't plant the explosives herself, but we can be sure she gave the order.
I don't understand the motive. Did Leonie Beaumont hate Dame Katerine?
Come on, Sparrowson. You've been granted prosecutor powers. You must start thinking like a prosecutor.
Right. Okay. I'm in love with Phoenix Wright. Beaumont ordered to have Dame Katerine killed because... Oh, she hates the bourgeois, right?
That is true. You want this one?
You know, I'm not smart. You use your big brain. You're the one that went to college for an actual degree worth something.
Well, I guess it really doesn't matter, so...
It was an attack on the bourgeois! A rebel like Beaumont would have no doubt a deep hatred of the higher classes of society. Even in jail, she wants them dead.
She's being the Riddler! That's a good theory. You seem to have a good grasp of the rebel mindset, at least. Anyway, you may also want to see the crime scene for yourself.
Chateau Criniere?
Yes. It's just a giant mound of rubble now, but as a prosecutor, you ought to see it with your own eyes.
Right. Got it.
The trial's in 3 days' time. Beaumont's fate is all but guaranteed, so just turn up to the courthouse, you'll be fine. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Wait a minute, Inspector. About Falcon?
He told me he turned cowardly and fled. What of it?
Never mind.
I'm sorry your friend ran away, Sparrowson. We're trying to focus on the case. That's what matters.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to be the best prosecutor Paris has ever seen! This is the Also Ryu route! That last one was some Batman Catgirl. I don't care about that. This is the Also Ryu!
So we have 3 days, there's 2 destinations. I'm guessing one of them will turn up another one. So we should probably go to the scene of the crime and get some evidence. That'd probably be the most important thing.
See, you're the one that went to college for an actual degree.
In aviarying, attorneying.
This is Chateau Criniere? Wow, it's completely destroyed. I think this is where the foyer was. So the main hall must be that big pile of charred rubble over there. Must have been one heck of an explosion. How many gunpowder kegs were used?
Falcon, where did you get all the gunpowder? Oh, what voice did I give you? Ah, a lawyer.
Ah! Robinio? Oh, don't sneak up on me like that.
I like how this guy's a recurring character somehow.
Wait, shouldn't you be doing community service at the... Every French word, I'm just like...
Nope, I've done my time. Now I'm free to follow my passion.
Your passion of scaring people?
No, bird brain. My passion of wartime photography. See, when I heard the massive explosion last week, I knew I could get some juicy action shots. I was one of the first on the scene. Oh my god, he's a lot of heart.
Oh, juicy action shots? Man, I want to replay Ace Attorney 1 now.
Haven't you heard? Photographs of violence, death, and mayhem all make for great photograph opportunities.
Classy.
Don't judge me. People pay big money for this stuff. Art galleries, newspapers, lawyers.
Oh, I'll pay for lawyers, that's for sure.
Speaking of which, where's that partner of yours, the big guy?
We're currently on a break from our relationship.
Really? That's unfortunate. I managed to get this great photograph of the event, and I figured if he was attached to the case, he might be interested in it.
Hey, I'm working on the case. Show me.
You are? Really? Alright then.
This is your great photograph? It's blurry. I can't make anything out.
I'm surprised he's not charging you for it. Or maybe he has yet to do that, because we have yet to get it. Oh yeah, I need at least 30-second exposure for a good picture. It's not my fault to stupid people move around and ruin it.
What's good is a blurry picture to me?
I can touch it up if you want. Draw over the blur, add some details.
No doctoring! Bad Robinio!
Jeez, you lawyers are a confusing bunch. Look, this is the only photograph of the event. You want it or not?
We need to add. You know what it's like when we don't have a full evidence log.
I'll take it.
Fine, I'll take it off your hands.
Whoa. I didn't say you could have it for free. 20 francs.
See, you jinxed it. 20 francs for that garbage?
20 francs for this work of art that I could sell to another collector for 10,000 francs. You're robbing me blind at 20.
10.
Nah, no bartering. 20 or no photograph for you. We need that
Fine,
evidence.
I'll take it for 20. Alright, here's your money, you thief.
And here's your photograph. It's a pleasure doing business with you, buddy. Great.
Yay. When that turns out to be the definitive piece of evidence that defends us.
He's a lot of heart. He's gonna take the weird, blurry monster pictures and it's somehow gonna be relevant.
Man, I want to replay Ace Attorney 1 so bad now.
You're never gonna finish the series if you just keep replaying the games you've already done.
I know, but like I already have nostalgia for it, and like I played it before I started VTubing, so like I don't have archived.
Oh, you didn't play that one on stream?
No, I played it on stream, but I was a flesh tuber.
Ah, cool.
So like, there's no archives of it whatsoever.
Ah.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a crime scene to examine. Yes. That is indeed a big pile of rubble. Does Inspector Valerti really expect me to trawl through all this wreckage for clues? I'll be here all day and night.
If you're looking for gold and valuables, forget it. Looters picked the place clean within hours after the explosion.
I'm not here for gold, I'm looking for clues.
Sure you are. Well, either way, there's nothing left of value here. Can I make a suggestion? From one buddy to another, try the garden.
The garden?
The explosion disintegrated the whole front of the house, but the back was pretty much untouched. So if there was any clues left, I wager that would be the place to look.
Oh, thanks, Robinio. That's a big help.
Oh, I was hoping for a tip or something.
Get out of here! Huh, Robinio was right. This place is practically untouched. It's almost identical to when I was last here. Well, I guess it's time to go clue hunting. Oh, great. At least I don't think that these are timed.
Yeah, there's no way.
I hope it's not.
Okay, so it's just the statues and, oh, the spot where Grenouille died. And then the fountain.
This statue's a little quiet. Maybe he's just a little hoarse.
But
This statue is innately beautiful. What did you say, Falcon?
Oh.
Oh. Stop. My also Ryu loving heart. Hey, Falcon, I have a joke. A horse walks into a bar, and... never mind. I still don't like these little cherub people. They can't be trusted. This was the spot where Monsieur Grenouille was killed. The bloody patch is no longer sticky, but ugh, the stain remains. The fountain is still running. I wonder who pays for the maintenance costs. I can't quite see inside the top basin from here, but I can't imagine that there would be another mystery cigar. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. It couldn't hurt to look, I suppose, but I refuse to get my feet wet. There's something dangling out the top! If I stand on my tippy toesies, I can just about reach it without falling in. Aha! I did it! I see a scrap of paper. It looks like it's been torn off something.
Sparrowson, croyez en vous.
Do you know French?
I think that means...
Well, you do. You said you know French, right?
Written for you, or Sparrowson to give to you.
Oh, okay. So, like, yeah, for Sparrowson, okay. I see some writing. It's a little smudged from the water, but I can still read it. Let's see. Sparrowson. Believe in yourself. No way! This message is for me? Did Falcon write this? Did he leave this message here because he knew I would check the fountain? But that means... Did Falcon play a part in the explosion at Chateau Clinière? Oh man, so many questions. I should definitely stash this away. It might be a key piece of evidence in the trial. That's exactly what we're going to be used to pin that Falcon's the killer.
So, Falcon's doing this and he wants Sparrowson to catch him?
Ooh, love. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore. I think that's probably the evidence we wanted to get from this place.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything else is selectable.
Oh, because in the last ending, like, Sparrowson kind of just gets shafted, and here we really get to see the whiplash of Sparrowson and Falcon's relationship. Because I felt like, they had a really strong relationship, and they kind of just shoved Sparrowson off for furry lady.
Yeah.
I'm done here. Bye, garden. by a fountain, by horses and creepy cherubs. I'm like that too. I'm that kind of guy too.
Yeah.
I was like that when I left my apartment in college.
You're back. Find anything interesting? I don't know. What did we say?
I
I say yep. Is he gonna charge me or something?
Yeah. Oh.
But maybe he could be useful.
Yeah, I would say just why not? Like, this guy is not like bad.
Yeah.
He's just a capitalist. Yep.
Oh, do share.
It's nothing you'll be interested in. It's lawyering stuff. Well, I best be getting on my way. Good day.
Ahem.
Yes? Oh, god damn it. God damn it.
I wrote this game. Do I receive a tip for generously letting you in on such a valuable lead?
Oh, I think the first one's like, here's like a phrase.
Yeah.
You should do it.
Sure, let's do it.
Sure. Here's a twit. You can quickly remove the skin from potatoes by boiling them for a few minutes, then dunking them in cold water.
That's actually a great tip.
Let's go! Hello there. Another police officer.
I like how they skip talking to Quark completely because he no longer works there and he's a rebel now.
You look a little short for an interrogation specialist. Oh, no, I'm not an officer. My name is Sparrowson. I'm a prosecutor, see? Totally different.
You know, we all know she loves prosecutors.
What does that slip say? Interim prosecutor? I knew I wouldn't be getting out here alive, but they didn't have to insult me by putting some junior lawyer on my case.
But isn't that good? Because the prosecutor is the one who's trying to prosecute you, so you don't want a good prosecutor.
Junior lawyer reminds me of when I used to be in the mock trial club when I was in high school.
Oh, that's cool.
But like, well, see, the thing is, wow, my life was set to be ace attorney. The thing is, the only reason why I got into that club
is there a cute boy?
Because, oh my god, I wish. No. My friends, you read me so well, but no. It's because my friends, like, they needed members, otherwise they couldn't, like, you know, because in mock trial, like you need
a
to have
minimum number of people.
Yeah, to go, because, like, you actually go to, like, the courthouses and do mock trials.
Oh, cool.
And so they needed members, and so they said, hey, Kieran, if you join the mock trial club, you can be an actor and be one of the witnesses.
That's actually a great reason, actually.
So yeah, I joined, and then like they like, because they give how at mock trial work. Have you ever been in one or no?
I think I've seen a few of them.
So how they work is they give you like a preset case, and then you have to study that case, and then like, you know, try to, you know, best like, you know, advocate for like whether prosecution or defense. Mm-hmm. And so as the witness, you're given a whole background and like a whole background story and all that.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
The witness actors can't just be there to fill seats. Like, they actually have to actively do their job, you know, being the witness or being, you know, at the stand, because if they, you know, slip or say something like that can be, you know, cross-examined in a certain way, then that completely changes, because the stories of all these mock trials isn't biased towards one end or the other. It's meant so that either side can, you know, if they give enough evidence or show, like, justify everything in a good way, either side can win.
Ah, that is really cool, because, I mean, obviously we know in real life, it's not like Ace Attorney, where, like, it's not just about whether someone's a murderer or not. It could just be things like how much to charge the person for a certain crime, or, like, to what extent to the law do you punish them, or, like, things like that, where it could be, like, a little bit of both and back and forth, you know?
Yeah. But I never thought I would join that club, and I did, and it actually was a lot of fun.
That sounds like so much fun. I wish we had that. I think I had a friend that went to a different school, and they had something like that, and I was like, dang.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, you actually went to, like, the court in, you know, for me, LA, and you know, they had an actual, like, working judge there that, like, would, you know, handle the whole thing.
That's awesome.
It was really, yeah.
This is your origin story. This is how you became an Ace Attorney fan.
I can't believe Ace Attorney just completely dodged my radar all these years.
Well, you made it, and probably in like the prime time of your streaming career life as well.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I got into it the way that I did, because now the fandom is only full of old people that still hang on to it.
Yeah, and Great Ace Attorney is only like less than 2 years old, so everyone's still very much into it.
Yeah, that's why I'm really excited about I still having the chance to play Great Ace Attorney and all that, but yeah. You know, I'm happy. Things happen for a reason.
Now, can we get Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2 English, please?
Well, that's the thing, because, like, technically you could make a whole separate trilogy with Apollo, and then Edgeworth 1 and Edgeworth 2, right? And then it would be, the only things left would be the 3DS ones.
Yeah. So, and it was, I don't know. The Miles Edgeworth 2 was very, very good. Like, well, because it blew my socks off, and I was like, they didn't localize this? Are you kidding me?
Well, Great Ace Attorney's localization sold pretty well, right?
Yeah, so I'm hoping it spurs them on. I mean, they're probably making another game, but I mean, they have an entire other game that they just need to translate, so...
I hope so too, because I don't want to have to buy the games on my iPhone to play them on stream.
Right.
But yeah, that's my tangent about Mock Trial and Ace Attorney.
That's really cool.
Hey, I'm no junior, I'm the real deal! Nice try. I saw the issue date on that slip. You're as fresh-faced as they come. Well, you're a fresh-faced potty mouth! I'm the one who's in charge of prosecuting you. So first things first. You are Leonie Beaumont, are you not? No accent. Yeah, that's me. Okay, great. I'm in the right jail cell. That's a good start. No, mademoiselle. I have to read your... Don't call me mademoiselle. Do I look like a child to you? Well, children don't normally lead rebellions, I guess. Anyway, madam, I have to read you your charges. Let's see. Where to start?
I guess we'll just do them in order.
You're being charged with the murder of Savor and Cocorico. And I know you're guilty of that because I saw it with my own eyes. Really? You saw that bird's death? Yep. I was lingering in the shadows. I heard your speech. I saw you put the pistol to his head and pull the trigger. I watched your expression. You didn't show a hint of remorse. You really were there. I had no idea we were being watched. I gave you too little credit. I thought you were a law school dork, but now I find out that you're some sort of spy. I am like a spy, aren't I? The name's Sparrowson. Sparrowson. Licensed to practice law for the immediate future.
We never did hear his full name.
Pull up the names, the bios. It's just Sparrowson.
Sparrowson. What a great name.
My mistake. You're still a dork. Oh, well, at least I'm not a murderer. This schoolyard banter is idiotic. Read me my next charge. You're being charged with conspiring to incite a rebellion. I suppose I would be a fool to deny that. But you know, I never wanted violence. I thought maybe if I could do things right, this could be a peaceful revolution in some other ending.
Yes, we saw how well that worked out.
I would find that easier to believe, madam, if hundreds of weapons weren't found in your catacombs hideout. Blame the wolf and crocodile who pushed me into buying them. Would you like to elaborate on that? Not really. I take full responsibility for my actions. Read me the next charge.
I mean, she's ballsy.
You're being charged with the murder of Dame Katerline de Miao. Who? She's a bougie kitten, small, sickly Swede, says "nya" a lot, flutters her eyelashes but pulls out your heart when you least expect it, "nya."
Oh, poor Mr. Gwenwi. We hardly knew you.
Oh yeah, the froggy! I have no idea who that person is. Well, there was an explosion at Chateau Clinier on Friday evening, and Inspector Valerti is confident that you were behind it. Last Friday, when I was sitting in this jail cell.
Also, I like how she still has her, like, weapon in her artwork here.
Yep, that Friday.
Thank you for the stretch, Aramon. Yes, let's all make sure that we have a good, nice
Thank you.
stretch.
Hold on, I need it because I'm shrimping right now.
Yeah, sit up straight in your seat. Oh, you're taking off, Sunflower. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a good rest and a good night.
Take care, bye-bye. I have no idea why the police feel like tacking some random unrelated charge into my list of crimes.
Oh, thanks for calling Kirby, Yaru.
But it makes no difference. Even without that charge, I'm guaranteed to face the guillotine blade, right? Right! Or the noose if the judge is sick of guillotines that day. But madam, I want to do my job right, and part of that involves not prosecuting you for crimes you didn't commit. If there's any way you can prove that you weren't involved in the explosion at Chateau Crinier, please tell me now. No. Let them charge me. Maybe I'll be taking the fall for some poor sod who doesn't deserve to be punished. That's not how justice works, madam.
She is so ballsy.
You know nothing of justice. Go on. What's my next charge? Actually, it looks like that's everything. Well, madam, I shall see you in court shortly. I'll try to get to the bottom of the Chateau Crinier business, but in any case, I advise you to make peace with this world. Wait. It was Sparrowson, wasn't it? Let me ask you something before you go. Do you resent me for killing your friend? Oh! Ooh, that third one, the bitterness!
Ooh.
No, I'll let you choose. I'll let you choose.
I feel like we should do this one.
I feel like we should show her kindness. You know, kill him with kindness.
Hmm.
But it's... I'm not particularly like, you need to choose this one.
But then again, I feel like, because Sparrowson didn't know Cocorico for very long, actually. You only met him during case 2.
Well, I was just gonna say the third one is like drama because
Yeah, this-
Sparrowson has a thing for Falcon and
Oh, you're
Cocorico
right.
still has a thing with Falcon.
He could, I don't know, Sparrowson is unpredictable. He could be like, he wasn't a friend, he was a colleague.
I had a crush on him.
Yeah.
I'm
We'll be
projecting
nice.
myself onto Sparrowson. No, I don't resent you, madam. I heard your story in the catacombs. I don't think what you did was right, but it was understandable. Of course, I'm still going to see to it that justice is served for Cocorico's death. But I promise that I'm not going to let personal prejudices cloud my judgment. Maybe I was wrong before, when I said you know nothing of justice. You seem like a good prosecutor. Thank you. I can only aspire to one day be as good as Severin Cocorico was. See, when I play video games, I try to be that sort of like kill him with kindness kind of person. But I feel like in real life, I'm very like emotionally driven, so I will very much be like, I hate you!
I think Sparrowson put it in a very mature way, though. Like, the way he phrased it, that was like, I still don't agree with you, but I understand what you did. It was very like, yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready to be that kind of person. So, Sparrowson, how confident do you feel about this trial?
What do you say, Sparrowson?
I feel like the Sparrowson answers I'm a little nervous, but I want to see what he says when he's super confident. I'm super confident! We're gonna get a guilty verdict for that lioness for sure!
That's the spirit. Let's kick some derriere.
Yeah! Let's do this! I should get an assistant. The doors are opening.
Wait, why is Beaumort standing at the other side? Is she representing herself, I guess? Alright, settle down, everyone, settle down. It's the prosecution here.
Sparrowson present. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Excellent. Are the jury all present? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. And as to my understanding, the defense is representing themselves today, correct?
That's your cue, madam. You can see I'm here. Just skip this pantomime nonsense and convict me already.
I'm just gonna...
Oh, yeah.
Now, we have a procedure to follow, madam. Let's do this right.
Ugh. Fine. Yes, I, Leonie Beaumont, am here.
Very good. Now, defendant, you're being accused of 3 crimes. First, you're charged with the murder of Severin Cocorico, the well-respected and benevolent prosecutor who worked for this very court.
A benevolent prosecutor? What a joke of a phrase.
Silence, if you please. Second, you are charged with conspiring to incite a rebellion.
And we shall have our rebellion.
I said silence! Order! Order! Your third charge is for the murder of Dame Cataline de Miao.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Your Honor, I have no doubt that the defendant is guilty of her first and second charges. In fact, I myself bore witness to the murder of Severin Cocorico. I could even deliver a testimony of the events.
I feel like this is a conflict of interest. Why are you here, Sparrowson?
That won't be necessary, I confess.
Silence from the defense, please. Continue, prosecutor.
As I was saying, those 2 charges aren't to be contended. In my mind, they're as clear as day. But I would like to address the third charge in this trial session. The bombing of Chateau Clinier. The murder of Dame Cataline. I plead guilty. Not just to the murder of Dame whoever, but to all 3 charges. Plead whatever you like, madam. I don't believe that you played any part in the attack.
I feel like you shouldn't be on the prosecutor's side, and she shouldn't be on the defense side if this is how this is gonna go.
You were in jail at the time of the incident. You couldn't have possibly had the means to even issue an order to a lackey. To help me uncover the truth, I call the investigative officer, Inspector Valerti, to the witness stand.
Inspector Valerti, please approach the stand and recite the oath. Just what are you playing at, Mr. Sparrowson?
What am I playing at?
This was intended to be a straightforward trial. Why are you dragging this out with needless pedantry?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think both of these are okay. I'm just wasting time.
It has to be C. I would say B.
Yeah.
I'm securing justice.
Is that what you call this nonsense? Justice? Fine, but you're wasting everyone's time if you ask me. Whatever, let's get this over with. I, Inspector Just Valerti, swear to speak without hatred, and without fear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Excellent! On to the questioning!
I like how they do the pledge too, because they don't do that in Ace Attorney at all.
Now, Inspector, why do you believe that Madame Beaumont is behind the bombing of Chateau Crinier?
Is it not obvious? Because she has a crystal clear motive. The Madame wants a rebellion. By killing a prominent bourgeois figure in a dramatic manner, she stirs up tension between the classes.
A motive? That's all you're going by?
Obviously not. I have evidence too.
You have evidence that Madame Beaumont was behind the bombing? Real evidence? You didn't tell me about this before the trial.
I didn't think it'd be necessary to tell you. How was I to know you'd drag this out? You're not bickering, you two. Inspector, present your evidence. Well, Your Honor, this is a poster that was found at the crime scene. Well, this is...
Well, if that's not damning evidence.
Might as well sign it Beaumont or something at the end too, right? It was crudely fastened to a pillar around 50 meters from where the explosion occurred.
You will all burn for your sins.
That message is no doubt intended as a declaration of violence, a warning of what's to come. As you can see, the poster was damaged in the explosion, and the ensuing fire. The signatures at the bottom are nearly unreadable. Oh, there is something there. Despite this, it is evident that two names fit the space perfectly. Those names are... Fontaine and Piero.
Fontaine and Piero? Oh, the two bar dwellers? Cut out from newspapers. I mean, I knew they were rebels because I saw them in the catacombs with my own eyes, but do you really think they did this?
Of course, no other names fit the gap, and it's far too much of a coincidence for it to be anyone else. Oh, it says Viridian Killer.
Oh. It's true. I can't think of any other names that cleanly fill in the gaps.
The inspector's evidence appears to be pretty convincing, prosecutor. Are you done with your direct examination?
No, Your Honor, I'm not. There's no way that the poster was written by Fontaine and Piero, and I intend to prove it.
I'm surprised Beaumont didn't speak up and say, no, Fontaine and Piero didn't do that, because she doesn't want them to get in trouble, but...
I think she's just given up.
Maybe.
Like, she's very apathetic.
You're welcome to try, but make it snappy, Mr. Sparrowson. So we have this, we have the note, photo.
We don't have anything that can show that it's it's Viridian Killer, huh?
This poster was found at the crime scene. It was no doubt intended as a declaration of violence. The signatures are nearly unreadable, but Fontaine and Piero match the requirements. I mean, we know that Fontaine and Piero is wrong. And we we have the photo that one person was leaving the crime scene, not two.
I was gonna say, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that was my line of thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a great argument, but I think it's the best we got.
It's the only one we have. Unless you want to flex your license, your temporary license, your driver's permit.
Let's try this.
Inspector, you say that Fontaine and Piero made this poster. They're idiots.
They are idiots.
There are other possibilities. Maybe Piero and Fontaine had no part in this attack.
They are fugitive rebels associated with Madame Beaumont, and their names fit the Burns signature.
But it's within the realm of possibility that another person was involved, right?
But they're not smart enough to make a poster.
Make a poster?
Piero can't spell. You have someone in mind, prosecutor? Or are you just picking out a theory? I mean, I guess we might as well
we have to commit.
Let's just follow this to the conclusion.
I do have someone in mind. Actually, I have even more than that. I have evidence that another person was involved with the Chateau Crinier attack. Okay, then the photo. Inspector Verlerti, this photograph was taken immediately after the explosion occurred.
This is supposed to be a photograph? It's terrible, I can't make out any details. Hey, Lork, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for dropping by.
Hi, welcome in. The details don't matter, Inspector. What's important is that we see one shadowy figure running away from the scene. Note this silhouette.
I see the figure. Why is it important?
Piero is a smallish parrot with a tallish hat, and Fontaine is a reasonably tall and skinny beagle. Neither of those two people match the silhouette of the person in the photograph. The person pictured is big and a little wide and pretty broad and has big arms that'll hold me and a large wide-set chest that I can lay down on, and you're not moving the dialogue whatsoever, and, you know, I think it'd be really nice if I could just find someone that can...
That does not look wide enough to be Falcon, though.
Yeah, I know, I'm done.
I'm just like, but that could be Fontaine. Like, I would think so. That's all you're going by, the shape of a blurry silhouette. That's some lousy evidence. Are you describing Kiro? Tell me, Monsieur Sparrowson, if this person in the photograph is neither Piero nor Fontaine, then who is it? Oh. I mean,
but we don't have anything that specifically says... Oh, wait, there's a
note.
silhouette of the hat. So we can pin Falcon if we need to.
We know who it is, so...
Yeah.
This has to be the way, right?
Oh, I don't want to see Sparrowson do this, but we gotta do it. I don't want to throw anyone under the horse carriage. Especially the man that I love. But, well, in my onion, the only person who fits is...
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Mon Dieu, what was that?
An explosion! It sounded like it came from right outside!
No doubt about it, Beaumont. Did you arrange this?
What? Me? No, I have no idea what's going on. I have to, be the bearer of bad news, nya. But, well, in a manner of speaking, Uwu, how to put this, nya?
For pity's sake, spit it out, monsieur.
Fire! There's a big fire, nya!
Here, in the Palais de Justice.
I can tell you're doing your best not to be like Kieran. I fucking hate you. Not just the Palace de Justice, nya. The whole island is ablaze, meow. It's crazy. We've got to get out of here right now, meow.
I thought you were a rabbit.
Yeah, I know. Just
okay. You heard the rabbit. Everyone, clear out. Court is adjourned.
I heard the rabbit saying, "Yeah."
I'm not through with you, Beaumont. Spit it out. Are you behind this fire?
I told you. I have no idea what's going on. Now, can you please undo my shackles so I can avoid burning to death? We need to go, Inspector!
Don't lie to me, Linus. Is this your plan? Is one of your lackeys trying to break you out? Is this the start of a rebellion proper?
You're acting ridiculous. I'm telling you, that explosion had nothing to do with me.
You're telling the truth, aren't you? You honestly played no part in the Chateau Crinier incident, and you honestly know nothing about this fire.
Seriously, we have to go, Inspector!
Right, let's go.
Wait! Sparrowson!
Are they just leaving her there, shackled?
Undo my shackles. Please. You aren't seriously going to let me die here, are you?
Valerity just left her there?
I don't see a reason why not. Of course not. Oh, sit tight. I think they kept a spare set of jail keys around the judge's podium somewhere.
Wait, is this because everyone left except for these two? Is this when Falcon's gonna, like, come in and, like, have some conversation?
We'll find out. I swear, it's someone around here. Or somewhere around here. Sparrowson. For what it's worth, I'm I'm sorry for killing that prosecutor, Cocorico. I would be lying if I said that killing that bird didn't bring me relief. It did. It took a weight off my heart that had been there for years. But I'm starting to think that what I did was... well, it wasn't justice. I don't think it was, at least. No! I found the key! Take it! Undo your chains and you're free to go! You're letting me walk? Yep! You know that I'm going to take this opportunity to flee the country, right? Sounds good! Try Britain! Or maybe America. I hear America's nice. Why are you doing this? I thought prosecutors were all about punishing the guilty. I don't know how much about being a prosecutor, madam. I've only had this job for 4 days, after all. But I do know that Cocorico wouldn't call a person burning to death justice, even if that person were guilty. I'm just following his example. You're following Cocorico's example? Was the Cocorico I saw as a child different to the Cocorico I killed? I don't know. I hear people can change. We don't really have time for the discussion, madam. Because, you know, fiery imminent death and stuff? Right. You lead the way. Actually, I'm meeting the inspector out front, so you may want to take a back exit. The inspector would see both of us hanged if he knew what I just did. I understand. Then we probably won't meet again. So, I suppose this is goodbye. Indeed. Good luck, Madam Gomor. And to you, Sparrowson. You are a first-rate lawyer. I'm... first-rate? Sparrowson's so good.
He is. Good, you made it out safely. Any problems?
Just say no. Just lie. Lie through your teeth. No. No problems at all.
So, like, Valerity really just intended to just leave her there to burn?
He did.
Excellent. Looks like the rabbit was right. Building's on fire from riverside to riverside. We need to get off this island right away.
I'm a lawyer? Hold on, Inspector. There's something important I need to tell you.
Save it. Our safety takes priority. The fastest way out of here would be via Rue d'Argol by Notre Dame. Let's not dawdle, Mr. Sparrowson. On the streets of Ile de la Cité, panicked people of all ages and classes scurry away from the engulfing fire. Smoke billows out of the burning buildings, enveloping the sky in a dark cloud. Ugh, this place is in utter chaos.
Inspector! Slow down! I really need to tell you this!
I can wait.
It really can't! Listen, back in the catacombs, Falcon told me something!
So the inspector is very tall.
I thought he was just saying stupid things because he was angry and stressed. But then, with the Chateau Clinier incident, and now this, well, I think he might have been telling the truth, and...
Yeah, all the random humans in the background now. Cut the preamble and spit it out.
Falcon told me that he was the Viridian killer! Inspector... Are you okay?
Ugh, I knew it! Run along, Sparrowson, get off the island safely.
You aren't coming too?
No, I think I'm going to arrest the Viridian killer. I've hunted him for 18 years, and now I finally have my opportunity.
You're going to arrest Falcon? But you don't know where he is.
I do know where he is. The arrogant feed that brute is watching us right now.
He is? I don't see him.
Like I said, this is my arrest to make, Sparrowson. Run along.
Inspector? What do I do now? What? Oh! Oh!
Oh! Such a beautiful view. A perfect place to watch the city burn.
Oh!
Inspector, it's about time. Come on, step out of the shadows. You. His silhouette looks so silly. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it! You were the one responsible for the bombings of the July Revolution. You are the one responsible for the bombings of today. You are the Viridian Killer. I am. Ah! Such a brazen confession! You knew before Sparrowson told you, didn't you? How long have you known? I've always had my suspicions. A falcon acting as a defense lawyer? Laughable. It's in your nature to be a bird of prey. But it wasn't until Cocorico and I carried out our investigation that my suspicions turned to evidence-based reasoning. You changed your name between 1829 and 1832. Why? Because you want to distance yourself from your old identity. That of the Viridian Killer. I knew you had the murderous spirit in you. I knew that under the right pressure I could draw that spirit out. Wait a second.
Oh!
So I created a perfect scenario. You are a fool, Inspector, but I can't fault your intuition. I suppose you wish to arrest me. Of course. I will arrest you. I will have you tried, and I will have you executed in the name of justice. Yeah, Falcon, just fly away. Valerty, you good luck there. Justice. You talk as if I'm the only one who stands here as a sinner. You, Inspector, are just as guilty as I am.
Oh my god!
Duh, I am an upstanding citizen. What? You were the one responsible for saving Cocorico's death.
Oh my god!
You were the— oh, I see what he's getting at now. You were the one who ordered for him to undertake a mission that he had no chance of completing. You knew from the moment that you sent him to confront the rebels that he would be killed like a street dog. This chicken on chicken violence. And for what? To anger me? To make me lash out? Well, congratulations. You succeeded. And here I stand as the Viridian Killer. Cocorico is dead, and Paris is ablaze. Dozens have died so you can fulfill your lust for punishing criminals. I have broken no law. I have done no wrong. You think the law defines right and wrong? That's a disgusting level of naivety. Regardless of what's written in the law books, we are both sinners of the worst kind, Inspector. We both deserve justice. So let us be judged by the way of the ancient regime. Let us settle this through the oldest form of trial known to man. The oldest form of trial. You wish to duel. Indeed. I am sure you brought a pistol.
Oh?
Oh! I brought one of my own. This is a farce. I'm not gonna duel you. It's time to—
oh my god, you and me,
I'm not giving you a choice. On the count of 5, I'm going to turn and shoot. You can participate, or you can be killed. You really are the monster I expected you to be, Viridian Killer. Count. 1. Oh! Wait, who am I controlling? I'm guessing it's Falcon. I don't know what to do. I want Falcon to still be honorable and wait till it counts to 5. But I don't know if Valerity's gonna do the same thing. I don't know, man. What should I do?
I'm gagged.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. Is it gonna give me this choice between each count?
Let's find out.
Alright, Falcon, sucker punch! 2. Oh gosh. 3. 4. Yeah, this is really suspenseful. 5. Oh,
Well, we were honorable. Oh!
That's the final count, Inspector. Why haven't you turned to shoot me? I see. I misjudged you. Oh, maybe I should have waited. I should have waited.
Go back! Go back! Go back! Go back! Go back!
We can still see both, I think. I thought you hated criminals through and through, but here you are showing mercy to your worst enemy. You are a lawful man, a virtuous man. But you still await judgment for the death of Saber and Kokoriko. If you thought you could escape punishment just because you are willing to show me mercy, well... you are very much mistaken. You... dishonorable Connor! Shooting a man in the back. Wait, what do you mean shooting him in the back? He's clearly turned towards me. We waited till 5. I never claimed to be honorable. Nor did I! Why are they turning away from each other to shoot? Oh. We just shot each other? So this is how it ends for us. 2 old birds going up in flame. I can hear the people chanting, liberty, equality, fraternity. Those are the names of the 3 endings!
Yeah!
Rebellion really has begun. No, this isn't right. I can't leave things like this. Inspector, I have a confession. Also, apparently I'm not dying fast enough.
It's Fire Emblem Engage, you know that one scene.
I am not the Verdian killer. Yes, I bombed Chateau Criniere. I did that to get revenge on an enemy of mine. And yes, I set the city island on fire to spite you. But the real Verdian killer, the one who maimed you in the July Revolution 18 years ago, that wasn't me. Okay, so that answers one of the questions I was going to be left with at the end of this one, right? Like the reconciling between ending C Viridian Killer and ending A Viridian Killer. So this already answers that.
Yeah.
I thought they would leave that for ending B.
No, I think that it makes sense that because obviously this one's probably the one you're supposed to get first.
Yeah, I think we played all the endings in the right order, I think.
Yeah.
I have no idea who that person is. Did you hear me, Inspector? Oh. You're already gone. Maybe it's for the best that you didn't hear. Truth is overrated anyway. This is it. This is my time to go. Well, go already, Falcon!
Not on my watch!
What? Hey, Moxie, welcome to the stream. Thanks for dropping by.
Hey, hey. Come on your feet!
Sparrowson? What?
Ooh. I think we went the quote-unquote canon end for this. I think this is the right one. How is he, Doctor?
Physically, Falcon's injuries are pretty minor. Just a minor burns and a superficial gunshot wound. But mentally, I think he will need a little time.
I see.
Don't fret. The hospital's the best mental health care in all of Europe. I'll do everything we can to put him right. Also, you still owe me a lot of money.
Thank you, Doctor. Can I speak to him?
Sure, that's no problem at all. Actually, you should take him for a walk by the river. Maybe that'll do him some good.
Oh, romantic.
Hi, Sparrowson.
Hi, Falcon. Feeling okay?
Yeah. Don't worry, I haven't gotten loopy.
That's a relief. Come on, let's take a walk.
So, it looks like the rebel uprising was successful. The Prime Minister fled, the King was booted out of the country. France has a new and scary future ahead, doesn't it?
Yeah. I suppose so.
I hear Judge Maxime granted you a full legal license.
Yeah. I'm a real attorney now.
Congratulations are in order. You must be proud.
I am.
Have you decided what kind of law you're going to specialize in? Oh.
Ooh. I'm gonna go into contract law.
What do you think?
Oh. I think obviously the first two. I think they have like I understand the significance of both of them because like if you go defense, then it's like, you know, no matter what, I still believed in Falcon and I want to walk in his footsteps, but you know, like follow my own justice. But if you go with prosecutor, then it's like, you know, I've learned how to become my own person without you.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I'll let you choose this one.
Hey, Tsuki, welcome to the stream.
Hi.
Thanks for dropping by. I think let's do the first one, because I think I want to reload and also not shoot Valerity and see what happens, and maybe we'll get a chance to choose the second one as well.
Okay. I'm going to be a defense attorney. Like you, I suppose.
Defense attorney, huh? Suits you.
You think so?
Yeah. You're good at playing the hero.
I think we made enough small talk, Falcon. There's something serious we need to discuss. The bombings. Only Inspector Valerty and I know that you were behind the attacks on Chateau Crenier and on the courthouse. Only he and I know that you are the Viridian killer. So with him gone, it's just me.
I see. You plan on turning me in? Oh.
Oh. I'll let you choose, because either way, we're going to redo the other one then.
Yeah, oh dang. I don't know.
Do you want my thoughts?
Yeah, tell me what you think.
I say for this first one, we say no. So that way we get the like sort of Sparrowson kind of goes rogue ending. But like, because my personal justice is that I would turn him in.
Yeah, I agree.
Then,
I want to see what happens when we say no. Or maybe like Falcon will say he's going to turn himself in or something. I want to see if he does that.
Yeah, just like I'm under the assumption that this isn't like our quote unquote canon ending for this route.
Yeah, and Falcon was, he seemed like he was prepared to die. So I feel like he might still turn himself in.
No.
Why not?
It's difficult to say. I'm still trying to get a handle on this justice malarkey. Right now, I don't know what's right or wrong. Are you a murderer? Should you be in prison? I don't know. This whole thing is a mess.
I'll turn you in so I could be your defense attorney. I mean, because he did kill Katerine, which, I mean, we know about Katerine, but it'd be different if he killed Rogio, I guess. But, I mean, still, like, I would still turn him in, but he still killed someone. Oh, man. This has been throwing us, like, a lot of, like the whole, like, do we turn and shoot? Defense attorney or prosecutor? Turn him in or not? Like, it's a whole bunch of these, like... And I feel like it probably doesn't make a big difference in the end, but also it's just, like, a lot of, like...
But it's asking our own morals.
Yeah, I like this. I wasn't expecting this on this ending. I thought it would just end after he shot Valerti and then died.
I find myself asking, what would Cocorico do?
Probably give a stupid Voltaire quip.
I guess.
Listen, Sparrowson, I want to thank you for not turning me in, but I think I'm going to stay at the hospital for a little while. Maybe a long while. You can call it a penance if you want.
I understand. You know, you could just go. Make a run for it. I won't be able to catch you. I bet you could even make it all the way to Calais.
Yeah, probably could. But I won't.
You don't want to be free?
Of course, I want to fly away more than anything. Some birds need to be kept caged. Oh, and there's...
Yeah, I think we've seen this, so we can...
Yeah, it's probably the same.
Yeah,
Dang, that ending was so different than what I thought it would be. I would almost say that was worse than the sea ending in terms of people dying.
I do think we're playing the order that I think.
I think we're doing the endings in the correct order, but man, like this game is not ceasing to surprise us despite that, right? We thought we might have figured everything out after the ending C, but dang.
I like it, but I do want to redo that last scene.
Yeah, I want to see what changes. It's probably just a bit of dialogue change, but like still, it's fascinating. I guess it kind of goes thematically too, choosing defense attorney and then letting him go, and then choosing prosecutor and then turning him in. I think it's fitting.
Yeah. My only qualm, and I get like it has to happen for a reason, but it just kind of sucks that like in the C ending, like Sparrowson doesn't really get any character like arc or development or growth from it.
Yeah.
And then in A, furry lady just kind of gets shafted.
I feel like ending C is probably like Beaumont's ending, and then ending A is like Sparrowson's ending.
Yeah.
Let's redo that last scene. Okay, so that's...
Yeah, that should work.
Yeah, so he's here.
The last one.
Oh no, so we... Oh no, this is after... Oh, I was gonna see what happens if I don't shoot Valerti, but...
Oh, do you want to go back then? Go back?
Yeah, actually, yeah, let's do that.
Just quit without saving.
We'll blast through this. I want to see what changes there.
Second to last one? Oh yeah, just skip the dialogue then.
Yeah, it's too bad they didn't have a save point after the trial. At least there's like, compared to Ace Attorney, there's not that much text. Oops, well, okay, I guess you're ...
Oh, oh man.
I mean, we could also like choose to leave Beaumont burning here, right? So
I think the game does a good job of like giving you choice, but still steering the plot in the way that it wants to.
yeah, it's probably also because we're at the end, so it knows it can leave a bunch of things like
Hanging,
because they don't need to change that much extra dialogue, as opposed to giving us all these big choices in the middle where a lot of things down the road might change. Last time we did securing justice. Let's do doing my job this time.
I'm doing my job, Inspector. A prosecutor's role is only to prosecute people for crimes they've actually committed. I do like, though, that the game kind of illusions you into believing the court cases are going to be the meat of the game, when actually it's really just kind of like a facetious kind of thing for the for the second half of the game.
Yeah, especially like in the catacombs and then in Ending C.
Mm-hmm. Again, like, I just enjoy that. Clearly, the game has a lot of inspiration from Ace Attorney, but it's not trying to emulate it.
Yeah, they do enough to set it apart. Do we want to see what happens if we just leave her?
If you want.
I mean, since we're here, we might as... I don't think it's going to change the next part, so...
Yeah. Consider this your penance.
Oh, that's cold.
Ooh, this Sparrowson, this universe is Sparrowson. I knew it. I knew that a prosecutor cares about nothing but punishment. Ooh. I was an idiot for believing that this bird would be any different.
Like, I definitely think unshackling her is the right decision. Definitely got more scene out of that, I think.
At least I'll get to see Papa soon. I do like this AU of Sparrowson, though. Like,
this AU Sparrowson, man. What does he say? He says, well.
Well, actually, it doesn't matter. I handled it. Ooh! Sparrowson.
This Sparrowson.
This is his the CW live action. Okay, Tales of Destiny 2.
So this time, we'll just wait. Oh, he still says the same thing. Does this mean I don't shoot him, though?
But we didn't shoot, so let's see how this goes.
It's true. That's the final count, Inspector. Why haven't you turned to shoot me? I see. I misjudged you. I thought you hated criminals through and through, but here you are showing mercy to your worst enemy. You should shoot first. No, you shoot first. No, you shoot first. You are a lawful man, a virtuous man.
Oh, but he's still gonna do it.
But you still wait judgment for the death of Saber and Cocorico. Oh yeah, it's the same thing. Darn it. Well, at least that sates my curiosity. If you thought you could escape punishment just because you're willing to show me mercy, well... Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, well, that was another illusion of choice, I guess.
I think at least with Sparrowson, like, the dialogue choices, like, it doesn't affect the plot, but I feel like the Sparrowson that comes out of this is a lot different.
Yeah, no kidding. The Sparrowson that leaves her to burn definitely becomes the prosecutor's Sparrowson who turns Falcon in. Also still owes a large debt to the hospital. So this one's gonna... I wonder what he says if he does this. Well, I'm gonna be a prosecutor.
I'm gonna be a public prosecutor. Like Cocorico.
Prosecutor, huh? I guess Saverin was a better role model of a lawyer than I was, wasn't he?
I think we've made enough small talk, Falcon. Okay, well, how about we go, before we go do that final choice, we go back and we just do that last choice for the gag ending.
The contract? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
that way, don't make a choice here. That we'll just do that, and then that way we can do the final choice as yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because otherwise we'd have to go through the whole route again.
No, you can just start at the hospital.
Or that's what I mean. Start from the hospital, and then that way we just finish it. We don't have to go back again.
Okay, okay.
It's just a little quippy comment, but, you know, in honor of your Blaze Blue playthrough,
Okay.
you do ending A, B, and then gag.
You're right, you're right. I can be a contract lawyer. Also, I'm turning you in.
That's like
contract
you're baiting
killer
him.
lawyer.
I'm going into contract law.
Contract law?
I'm kidding. It hasn't come to that. I just haven't decided on a specialized field yet. Aw, that was funny.
I see.
I think we made a... Yeah. Kind of have to, Falcon. You didn't just commit a couple of petty crimes. You killed people. Innocent people. We can try to pretty it up by talking about your intent, but at the end of the day, you deserve to stand trial for your crimes.
I understand. Don't worry, Sparrowson. I won't resent you no matter the outcome.
I'll try to talk my way into becoming attached to your case. Maybe I can convince the judge to grant you a little leniency.
I appreciate the thought, Sparrowson, but murdering a police officer is a grave offense. For me, it's death by guillotine or death by hanging.
There's no point in denying the truth, huh? You know, you could just go. Make a run for it. I won't be able to catch you. I bet you could even make it all the way to Calais. You know, it's the same dialogue.
Yeah, I probably could, but I won't, blah blah blah. Of course, I want to fly away more than anything. Some birds need to be kept caged. Oh, the skip button just fast forwards it. It doesn't actually skip it. Okay. Dang. Well, that was a curveball.
Man,
that was quite a ride.
I'm sitting with it. I'm sitting with it and letting it process.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. So we do have one route left, and that's what I'm assuming is going to be the best ending, ending B. I would also, next time, we're also going to go back, and we're going to finish the end of Case 2 properly, and then also, well, I mean, we'll need to do Case 3 properly if we want to unlock Route B, so that should be a nice conclusion to our Aviary Attorney adventures. But man, this game has been such a ride.
Yup, it sure has.
I mean, we've said this like to death already, but man, it like does such a good job of like it lures you in with that Ace Attorney vibe, and then it becomes its own thing, and it's really good. Like it's so much more than what you would expect from like an indie little game that apparently, according to howlongtobeat.com, it's supposed to be like 5 hours. We're like over 10 hours, and we still need one more ending. And even on howlongtobeat.com, people said 5 hours for first playthrough, 9 hours for completing everything. That is, I mean, I know we're reading everything out loud, so it's longer, but there is no way that that is accurate. But I'm loving it.
I was gonna say, I would imagine like reading it adds more. But honestly, at first I was like, oh, we're gonna do the bad endings, but I think for like what the narrative is so far, I kind of like that the two endings we got were bad endings, because it's like there's not just like a neutral or like a baseless sort of good ending, you know?
Yeah, they were both like morally gray in different ways.
Mm-hmm. I think what the game's strength really is like, it takes you on this path that it wants you to take, but it also lets you exercise your morals and like gives you small little nuggets where you can choose how you would, you know, what you would pick in a situation like this without having to actually alter the plot too drastically.
Yeah, because there's a lot of choices where even though we know it doesn't really affect anything major down the line, right? We still pause and go, oh no, like which one do we pick? And have to like talk about it. Like that is really what these games should be about, right? Kind of questioning your morals, making you stop and ponder and think, and
because like
sparking
like,
the debate.
The best example is like Sparrowson in this ending. It's like we got the same ending, but you know him going through the defense attorney route, and then like in how I perceive it is that he's still like this like level-headed, like kind of calm, but still a little bit like, oh, I will always look up to you, Falcon. Versus when we went prosecutor, like even just going with the act of leaving, I keep on forgetting her name, to burn.
Yeah,
like it's like he's a lot more hardened, and it's the same ending, but he's a different character.
Yeah. I really like Sparrowson, but man, that last ending really messed me up for both Sparrowson and Falcon.
Yeah. I do also like that, like, it's kind of like, I think people say this about Ultima games, it's like, you don't just get to choose the character that you want to date to get the full story, you need to date everyone to know the full story. And I think in this game, there's multiple routes, but you don't, like, if you go with one route, you're not going to get the full picture answered.
Yeah. I was hoping that he wouldn't reveal that he wasn't the Viridian killer at the endings, just so to leave us with that still like, huh? Like, well, how do we reconcile this? Like, what? Like, but I respect the decision because it still makes sense.
I theorize that they're doing that, like, they wrap it up because the third route probably isn't going to even touch on that, or it won't be as active as it is in the routes that we played today.
Yeah.
It looks like the next one's just going to be about sort of like bringing everything to justice and like taking down the rebels and whatnot.
Yeah. I feel like we'll actually apprehend both of the wolves in ending B, but properly. But
yeah,
I guess we'll see how it goes. Like they could still throw a curveball at us. I mean, if you look at this chart, like ending B is quite lengthy. So
yeah.
But I'm excited, but also sad to see this game coming to a close.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for having me today. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me as well. It's always more fun with you, and always so impressive to see the range of voices that you do.
I'm just here to hang out with my friend.
Yeah. You guys, if you haven't followed Kieran already, I know I keep saying this, but if you haven't followed Kieran already, please check out his link in the description below. Make sure you follow him. He's debuting on May the 11th. He's an awesome guy. Streamer, voice actor, singer, amazing friend. Go check him out if you haven't already. And you're probably going to see more of him here anyways, regardless of whether you want to or not.
And of course, guys, if you aren't already following Kiro, please give him your support, especially if you spent all this time with us checking out his stream. You know, he could really use your support as well.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming by. We really appreciate you being there for us. Let's have a look at Twitch and see if anyone is streaming. Oh, perfect. Salem's streaming Final Fantasy XIV. He's rated us a couple times very recently, actually. Let's go give him a little hello.
Sounds good. Thank you guys so much for coming out.
Thanks, everyone, and stick around for a raid, and keep your eyes on both Kieran and my channels over the week, because we'll be streaming various times throughout the rest of the week.
Oh, God.
And then next
I don't want to think about what I'm doing this week.
And the next Monday, we will pick up Aviary Attorney for the last time. Yeah, thanks, everyone. See ya, and
guys.
stick around. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.